Hi there, this is Eshu. I'm the abbot here at Zenwest Buddhist Society. This Living Zen-podcast is just one of the many resources we've created at Zenwest to make Zen practice and training more available and accessible to people all over the world. Instructional videos, printable resources, and much, much more are also available on our website at www.zenwest.ca. If you're a regular listener, I'd love to hear from you. So please drop me an email at office@zenwest.ca and let me know who you are, how you got started, and what brought you to Zen. Everything we make available in person and online at Zenwest is only possible because of the support of our members and associates, people like you. If the efforts of our community are making a difference in your life, I'd like to invite you to show your support and take part in making it happen by becoming an associate or member of the Zenwest Sangha. You can do this by clicking the Join Us tab on our website at www.zenwest.ca. Thank you for your support, and thanks for listening. Good evening. Tonight I just wanted to start by acknowledging that we are in the first week of December, and in the Zen tradition, this is the week of the Rohatsu Dai Sesshin, which is the Rohatsu means the 8th of the 12th. And so it is the 8th day of the 12th month of the year that we acknowledge the awakening of the historic Buddha, Shakyamuni. What's awakening, I guess, is a great question. Something that I was thinking about this evening because I think it's something that's being glossed over, papered over in our culture today. Recently, this week, I've been in conversations with two CEOs of some local technology companies. And we're talking about running some kind of workshop doing meditation at their companies. This is becoming quite a popular thing, mindfulness, meditation. And there's something that sort of is scratching away at my mind and my heart about these kinds of mindfulness practices and how they're being marketed or how they're being approached, received. So I wanted to talk a little bit about that. Because awakening is a big part of it. So the way that I see it is that when we're very young, when we're first born, even before we're born, we have an innate, very deep sense of our connectedness with our world. Even when we come out of the womb and we're born into this world, that sense of separation between myself and my environment, my parents, it's not really well formed. We are intimately connected, emotionally, mentally, physically, with our world. We like to cram things in our mouths. We like to feel things all over our body. And as we get older and older, the space between what we call ourself and the outside world begins to increase. Our perception of this space begins to increase. But it's like a reflection. It's a different way of perceiving something. Because our actual connection, our actual home, never changes. It's always one. We're always intimately connected with our world, intimately connected with our family, intimately connected with our environment. But more and more in our minds, we can become separate from it. As we grow up, we're more and more encouraged to do just that, to separate from it, to more and more clearly identify who I am, what I believe, what my preferences, likes, and dislikes are, what my habits are. This thing that I call a self, develops more and more strongly. And our culture encourages that more and more through our school system, through our work, through our choices in music and art and clothing. Make yourself distinct, make yourself unique, make yourself special. This is I think it's an aspect of growing up. It's an aspect of maturing. I think it's an aspect of being able to perceive the world clearly, and it's important. The challenge is that when we do this, when we start to take that perception, that one side of perception of our world, of our experience, as being the only one, while it's wonderful to be very clear about who it is we think we are, for everything that we define as being a part of us, we're defining a whole bunch of things that are not a part of us. So for every choice that I make, I say, I like this. I make a choice simultaneously about all of those things that I don't like. And so what can happen is that our experience of our life, while we become more and more clear, also becomes more and more difficult because there are so many more and more things that we don't like. Or there are more and more things that we perceive that we don't have as part of ourselves and that we feel lacking in or that are absent in our lives. And this is the way that marketing works and sales works. The more clearly I can have you define who it is that you are and what it is that you have, the easier it is for me to tell you all the stuff you don't have and you can buy from me. Isn't that great? So our practice in Zen, part of our practice in Zen is coming full circle. This clarification, this development of a sense of self is psychologically very important. We have to be able to understand our unique and individual role in this world and in this cosmos. It's important. But as we become clear in this, we cannot lose contact with the ground that we were immersed in when we were born or before we were born. We can't lose contact with this simple truth that fundamentally we are inseparable, intimately one with our world and with our environment. And that fundamentally, at root, there is nothing lacking. There's no way of being caught up in this one thing in any permanent way. And so just as we are complete. Now, to have completely developed this sense of self and to have this experiential realization of the completeness of our being, we can call this awakening. Awakening isn't something that we get. It's not something extra that we add in. It's simply realizing the complete spectrum, both the universal, absolute aspect of our life and our experience, as well as the relative subject-object aspect, reality of our experience, simultaneously in a single moment. So, awakening. So my concern about things like mindfulness is that the way that they're being presented to you is that mindfulness, focus, awareness, a capacity to listen or be present, they're being sold as if they were things you do not have, and that by doing this kind of practice you can get. And that's just a lie. It's not true. It's not a skill that you need to somehow buy or acquire. This is the natural state of your mind when you are free from distraction. One teacher said, your natural state, your true nature is that of the sky, and everything else is just clouds. So when we're practicing Zazen, Zen meditation, we're not trying to get this thing. We're not trying to get this awakening or this awareness or this focus or this drive or this creativity or all of these little things. Those are side effects. Those are the natural outpouring of a unified mind. Because the unified mind is the complete mind of the cosmos, and it has as its capacity all things. It's not something that you're lacking, that you need to work really hard to get. The truth is, it is your origin. It's your original home. This process isn't one of acquisition and getting. It's actually a process of letting go, allowing the distractions of your mind, allowing the busyness of your thoughts, allowing your preferences and your fears and your aversions and your self-concerns and on and on and on, just allowing them to settle. Like allowing your breath to blow away the clouds that are covering up the clear blue sky of your original mind. So, if we want to do mindfulness practice, we can do that. But don't be deluded into thinking that you're going to acquire anything that you don't already possess. The word that I used at the beginning, the Rohatsu Dai Sesshin. Dai means big. Ses means to collect together. Shin is the Japanese word which means mind, but it also means heart mind. The complete mind. So the practice of doing these intensive retreats is not about acquiring something, but it's allowing this mind, which we divide up into little pieces of focus, allowing it to reconnect together as one whole, complete, allowing ourselves to be immersed in the origin of our mind, the origin of all things, returning to the womb, to the experience of being intimately connected with our world, with the cosmos. Yeah. So thank you for joining me this week. And I hope that one of the phrases or one of the terms for teaching Zen is they say it's selling water by the river. And what that refers to is this very practice that we're here doing. We all come and we want something. And it's the job of the Zen teacher to point and to offer the opportunity for the people who are practicing to experience what it is that they've already got, what it is that you're already completely immersed in but aren't seeing. The greatest gift I can think of to give you this holiday season is just the complete unification of your own heart-mind. So, happy Rohatsu.
Thanks for listening to the Living Zen-podcast. If you follow Living Zen through iTunes, I would very much appreciate it if you would take a moment to let me know what you think about it by rating or reviewing the podcast, so that new listeners can also hear what you have to say. Thank you for your time and for your support.